Hey, what's up everyone? Happy Sunday. It's Roberto and we got a lot to cover this week. We're making arepas, and arepas are basically a corn cake sandwich hailing from Colombia and Venezuela. But I'm going to put my own little spin on it. I am going to do something with traditional flavors, so don't you worry. But I'm also going to do, it kind of reminds me of a Japanese pork bun. So I'm going to do something along those lines as well. And while I'm at it, I'm going to make a third kind. I'm going to make one that, you know, hails from where I'm from. And that's going to be a surprise. You'll get it when we get there. But first, we're going to start prepping the pork. This is going to take a lot of time, and I'm kind of all over the place with this because I have a lot to prep. But as always, I'll put the recipe in the description below, and I'll try to group everything together in case you don't want to go crazy and make 3 different kinds of arepas. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to get started on the pork belly for the traditional ones. All right, so for my South American style arepas, I'm making chicharrones, and the way to do that is I'm coating the skin in baking soda and salt just to make sure it gets absolutely as crispy as possible when you're cooking it. And I urge you to do this if you're going to recreate it. I urge you to do it overnight if you can, but at the very least for about 2 hours in the fridge, just to ensure, you know, it gets as crispy as possible. After you've let the baking soda and salt seep into that pork skin, remove any moisture, and you know, just start the crisping process, you're going to cut it up into small cubes, maybe about 1/4 of an inch thick, and I probably did mine about 1 inch tall. So you can make them as small as you want. You just want to make sure they're all even sized. This kind of threw me for a loop too, but I promise you it works. Once you're done slicing up your pork belly, you're going to throw it all in a pan, cover it completely with water, and put it on the stove at low heat, and let that go for like 6 hours until all the water's been evaporated. Pickle some jalapenos for my Asian style arepas, and I'm going to pickle some red cabbage for my South American style. And if you want to see how I made the pickling liquid, go back to my hot dog video. I go into much more detail there, but I'm going to get these started early because I want them to pickle. Okay, checking on the pork belly, it's still going. I'm going to start with some sliced scallions, pretty roughly cut, and some fresh ginger for my Asian style pork belly. Now, it's not quite a chashu. I couldn't do it justice by calling that. I'm going to throw it all in the Instant Pot. It's going to give a similar texture and flavor, but it's not chashu. For my pressure cooking braising liquid mixture type of thing. I'm gonna do 1 cup of a light beer. In this case, I'm using a Peroni, and I'm gonna do a cup of soy sauce. First, I'm going to saute up the ginger and the scallions to bring out their flavors a bit. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Chinese 5 spice before I toss the liquids in. A little salt, a little sugar. And a whole lot of water. We really just want to get everything covered so, you know, you get that nice juicy texture of the pork. I'm gonna let that mixture go at high pressure for about 7 minutes. While that's going, we're gonna check on the South American style chicharrones, and they're still going, so just keep an eye on them. And now we'll get to slicing up the pork belly for the pressure cooker, the Asian style pork bun arepa, if you will. And I didn't do anything to this one beforehand. I'm just cutting it up into chunks, just so it kind of fits in the sandwich. Once your veggie liquid is done pressure cooking, you're going to throw in your pork belly. You're going to let that go on high pressure for about 20 minutes. But the trick here is you're going to let the pressure release naturally. That means when the timer's up, you're not going to open it. You're just going to let it be, and it'll come off nice and clean. Chicharrones, they're still going. We're going to scorch some jalapenos, and I don't want to do that on the grill. I'm going to do it on the stovetop. It's cold and it's kind of raining. So check this out. It's actually pretty cool. Now for the moment of truth. We're making the arepa dough, and basically it's a special kind of cornmeal or masa, as it's traditionally called. It's kind of a cooked masa. It's hard to find. I had to get this on Amazon, but it's totally worth it. We're gonna mix that up with some water and some salt. I'm gonna make a big ball and just let it rest for a bit while we work on the other things. back to the chicharrones. You can see that the water's starting to reduce. Here's the first sneak peek of the surprise. I'm gonna start roasting up some bacon. Wondering what the roasted jalapenos were for, they're for my jalapeno crema. So I'm going to remove the skins, take out the seeds, take out the veins in there. I'm going to throw those in a food processor with some lime juice, some fresh cilantro, some garlic, and some sour cream. And I'm going to put this on pretty much every arepa that I'm making today. It's delicious. You can't stop me. And don't forget the... I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. Bacon's done, pull that out, beginning working on some of our accoutrements. I'm just gonna, using canned refried beans. Don't judge me. Things are really starting to heat up with these chicharrones. Not quite there yet though, so we're gonna get working on the patties, I guess I'll call them, for the arepas. We're going to break them out into about 10 equal-sized pieces before we, yeah, you'll see. That's right, we're gonna cook them in a cast iron pan with a little bit of oil. We're gonna fry those up on medium-high heat for about maybe 1:30 each side. Almost there. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get the water down completely until it's just fat. Once it's fat, we're gonna fry those babies up. But until then, I can slice up some garnish, some sliced scallions, some sliced cilantro. Come on, come on! Still got a few minutes, so I'm gonna fry an egg. Now that's 2 clues. Bacon, egg. So I'm gonna admit, I meant to get Oaxaca cheese. I couldn't find it. It's almost impossible to find. So I ended up getting queso blanco and queso fresco to try to keep with the Latin theme. Didn't realize they don't really melt too well. So I'm just gonna slice a couple pieces off from each. I'm gonna throw them in the pan with the egg. Maybe they'll get a little bit more gooey. You know, maybe they'll just add to the textural complexity of the traditional arepa. Oh, and you betcha, that's American cheese. That's 3 pieces to the puzzle. Guess what that is? Bacon, egg, and cheese, baby. We are so close now. Might as well start slicing up the arepas and get prepping them so that when the pork is done, it's nice and hot and crispy, and just throw it right on the sandwich. Them babies is fried up. It actually happens super fast once you get to this stage. You're gonna fry them up real nice, get them nice and golden brown. You're gonna throw them onto a paper towel to remove any excess grease. Toss a little salt, maybe a little paprika, give them a little smoky flavor. I'm gonna get them on our arepas, baby. All right, almost to the finish line here. We're gonna take out that sweet, juicy, tender pork belly from the Instant Pot. We're gonna throw that on our Asian style pork belly arepa, sprinkle up some garnishes, and I'll break down what's on each one for you. Okay, starting with the arepa, that's where I'm from. We're doing a bacon, egg, and cheese, as I mentioned, and that's pretty simple. It's just bacon, sunny-side up egg, and some American cheese. And where I'm from in New York, man, those were the best things. You used to live for that. You would scrounge up coins in your parents' cars, in the closet, under the couch, just so you could come up with the $3.50 to buy one. And I'm telling you, it was worth every penny, and you almost wish you had more to go get another one. Not to mention, it's like the best hangover cure of all time. Like, you wake up after a whole long night of drinking and all you need is a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll with some Gatorade. It's like the best thing ever. The South American style arepa really brought me back. My family, you know, we used to travel every Christmas to the Caribbean and most recently to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, I'll get Chicharrones mofongo. Delicious. If you ever go, do it. But, you know, all the flavors, it really hits home for me. The sour, vinegary, the cabbage, you know, the freshness of the cilantro, the crispy, savory flavor of the chicharrones. It's so good with the gooey, you know, queso fresco, not Oaxacan cheese. Still good though. And refried beans, I mean, you know, one of my favorites. It's delicious. I guarantee you, if you ever take the time to make this, it's gonna be a lot of time, but it's gonna be worth it. And if you know me, you know, aside from Latin American food, my second favorite food is Japanese. Or Asian, just in general, but pork buns, I'll eat a million of them, and this almost tasted like the real thing. I did throw some jalapeno crema on it, I told you I would, but the pork tasted almost like char siu pork, and you know, as I said, it's not char siu, but it's pretty damn close, and the pickled jalapenos just add a crunch and some heat element to it. It's so good. I wish I had more. All right, as always, everybody, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know this is a very long episode. We did a lot, but hopefully we put it all together for you at the end. Again, as I said in the top, I'll put the recipes in the description. I'll group them all together by style so that if you do try to make them, you know, you can have some process, some, you know, you can make some sense out of it. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Look forward to seeing you next week. Don't let Sunday ruin your Monday. Don't let Monday ruin your Sunday. Actually, what I meant. See you later.